Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me this morning. And this morning I would like to share a story with you of something that I witnessed a couple of days ago. And that was basically a wasp in the window. So just to give you an idea of the setting, it was in my bedroom window, in my bedroom. So there's a window that can open at the bottom, and then close to the ceiling there's another window just to add some more light to the room. So there was this wasp, this big wasp. Those ones that roll when it stings you, and it was it was sitting against the top window, and it was really trying to get out. And being an insect is drawn to the light, so that is where it was trying to get, but it couldn't figure out how to get there. And if only the wasp considered other options. So that's basically what I would like to talk to you about, because when I saw this wasp that was stuck in the window, I was thinking, you can see the light, and it makes sense that you must try and get through this window. But what you don't realize is that there's not a window that can open there. And it's trying, and it's really struggling, and it's using all its energy, and it's just making itself so extremely tired, fighting and getting nowhere with all the trying to escape. And I thought of us as humans. How often do we find ourselves stuck in a situation? I think there are so many people right now watching this video that feel stuck in these circumstances, stuck because of lockdown, stuck because you're trying to get out of your circumstances, you're applying for work, but it seems like things don't happen, and the bills are piling up. And we're struggling, we're exactly like that wasp, trying to get out, and we're sprawling, and we basically just tiring ourselves in the process. Instead of surrendering to God, to greater power, whatever you refer to. But I think that is the challenge, to get to that end of the line, to say, I really don't know how to get out of this. I give up. I can't do this anymore. Because it's often when we actually reach this point where we realize, where we truly surrender and get to the end of ourselves, our own endeavors, our own understanding of how things should work, to the end of our plans, to the end of our efforts, which are so limited. In our minds, it seems huge, and it seems viable. But the moment we just completely surrender to that greater power is the moment things start to change. And the thing that's holding us back is fear. We literally, it's like we're standing, we want to jump into the water, but we one foot on the ground and other foot just wants to jump. It's ready to jump, but it's just lacking that bit of courage, that faith to push us over that edge and to just completely surrender. But the moment we completely surrender is the moment that miracles start to happen. And it's not easy to really get to that place of saying, I give up and I surrender. Because what immediately happens is you think, but what if it doesn't work out? And our human mind, our logic gets in the way of a greater solution and a picture. So just to get back to the wasp, so I was watching it, and then the next day I forgot about the wasp, and when I got there, the wasp, I realized the wasp was actually still there the next day, and even the next day. And that morning I thought, gosh, if I'm not going to do something to help this poor insect, it's actually going to die. It was really very tired. And I took one of those long dusters, feather dusters, and I was holding it so that the wasp can get on the feathers. But it was so incredibly weak from all its sprawling. And eventually it got on one of the feathers, and I slowly just brought it down and I put it next to the window. And it got off the feather, but it was just so tired. I could see this poor insect was so fatigued, and you realize, it's really so dehydrated from being stuck there and trying to escape for 2 days. So I went to the kitchen and I got some water, and I put some water next to it, and it was amazing how this insect was just going for that water, and I think it was in the water for about a minute. Why? Because it came to the end of its own endeavors, and I think that, I wouldn't know. I mean, I didn't have a discussion with the wasp, but I can just imagine it was so tired. It was ready to give up. It was ready to die, and then there was somebody that came and rescued it. And that's what we need to do. We need to get to the end of our own trying, our own understanding, because that's also what the Bible says, right? If you rely on God, don't rely on your own understanding. And it's in that moment we take that leap of faith that we basically see how things turn around completely. And if you struggle to let go, you struggle to take that leap of faith, I would like to encourage you to join me for a meditation in a half an hour's time. At I just want to check the time actually. Let's make it 9:45, okay? You can join me for a meditation where you can release your effort and surrender to a higher power. Have a beautiful day.